The following message is transmitted at the request of your local government, the New York Police Department, and the New York City Fire Department. A dangerous event is unfolding within Carnegie Hall. A fire has started burning through the building, and may quickly spread to nearby areas of the city. Police have stated that citizens evacuating from the building have been seen catching fire, despite being away from it. At this time, police are at a loss to explain this phenomena. For your protection, all roads within 5 miles of Carnegie Hall are being closed, and all citizens in the area are advised to shelter in place now. To shelter in place, turn off all lights, move to a room in either the lowest or highermost portion of your shelter, lock all windows and doors, close all blinds and curtains, and seal any cracks you may have in your location. Remember to keep a radio or television that is battery operated as a precaution. In the event that you lose power, tune to media outlets for news and instructions given as they become available. If you are currently on the road, seek shelter immediately, and follow instructions given by emergency management. You are listening to the emergency alert system. All cable and broadcast systems shall transmit this message. This is WNYW. We will continue to serve the New York City area. If you are not in this area, tune to a station providing news and information for your area. The emergency alert system has been activated. The following message is transmitted at the request of the New York Police Department. Police have stated that the Carnegie Hall fire may have been linked to a member of its theater group, who has been identified as Melissa Pierce. Melissa is a 32-year-old white female, stands at 5 feet 11 inches, weighs at 135 pounds, has brown hair and brown eyes, and was last seen wearing a burgundy dress. If you see a person who appears to be Melissa Pierce, dial 911 immediately, and do not approach her. Doing so will put your life at risk. You are listening to the emergency alert system. All cable and broadcast systems shall transmit this message. This is WNYW. We will continue to serve the New York City area. If you are not in this area, tune to a station providing news and information for your area.
And this week sees a record achieved by Yari Corey of Colorado Avalanche, who scored his 600th goal in their game against the LA Kings, and is the 8th player in the history of the NHL to make 600 scores. Following our top story, the Christmas Eve fire at Carnegie Hall. At this time, there are no survivors reported, aside from NYPD officer Brea and the perpetrator, Melissa Pierce, who is still at large. In a press conference earlier today, Officer Brea made a claim that during the incident, Melissa Pierce, calling herself Eve, believed that Aya's survival was the result of cellular mitochondria mutation. While this is a very bizarre claim, little info is coming at the moment regarding Pierce or her connection to the Carnegie Hall fire. Weather reports about 10 degrees warmer than last night, now in the upper 40s, with winds in excess of
We interrupt our programming to bring you this civil emergency message. The following message is being transmitted at the request of the New York Police Department. At approximately 7:58 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, many reports have come in of missing persons last seen entering Central Park. They are believed to have disappeared during a concert assembly within the park. Currently, no one has been seen returning from Central Park. Police are at a loss to explain this phenomena. At this time, all entrances to Central Park have been closed and no one is allowed to enter until further notice. You are listening to the emergency alert system. All cable and broadcast. Update. Reports have come in from NYPD regarding the Central Park Assembly. Police reports that members of the audience have disappeared in a large mass of unknown liquid substance, and that they have been materialized into it. This liquid appears yellow-orange in color, and is believed to be dangerous. Currently, no human remains have been recovered or identified. Investigators believe that this was caused by Melissa Pierce, also known as Eve, who was previously reported to have caused the incident at Carnegie Hall. At this time, Eve has been described by NYPD to have undergone a series of unknown physical mutations, and possesses the ability to levitate, fire beams of energy, mutate and control any animals that come into contact with her, in addition to her actions previously stated. For your protection, an evacuation watch is now in effect for the entire city of New York. You are listening to the emergency alert system. All cable and broadcast systems shall transmit this message. This is 7:10 a.m. We will continue to serve the New York City area. If you are not in this area, tune to a station providing news and information for your area. The emergency alert system has been activated. We interrupt our programming to bring you this civil emergency message. The following message is being transmitted at the request of the New York Police Department, the Governor of New York, and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. An evacuation order has been issued for the entire city of New York, and will be put into effect at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Civil authorities will be aiding citizens in evacuation to designated areas. Remember to bring all necessary supplies, such as food, water, clothing, and medical supplies. If you choose to shelter in place, you do so at your own risk. All citizens will be allowed to return to New York City once this situation has been resolved by the civil authorities. You are listening to the emergency alert system. All cable and broadcast systems shall transmit this message. This is WNYW. We will continue to serve the New York City area. If you are not in this area, tune to a station providing news and information for your area.
For those of you just joining us, New York City is currently being evacuated, so we're going to stay with you as long as we can until 12 p.m., where we'll sign off and hopefully rejoin you tonight from our sister station in New Jersey, WHTZ 100.3 FM. Still no sign of Eve since last night's incident at Central Park, and thankfully no new incidents have been reported overnight. While scientists are looking into Eve's claim of mitochondrial mutation, they are still at a loss to explain how Eve is able to ignite and even materialize people into this strange liquid. There have been many theories, but most have been inconclusive, and they haven't been able to figure out how Officer Brea has been able to resist these attacks either. I'm Jim Bartley, and you're listening to WOR.
She's here! She's just down
Wait,
the
what?
street!
What do you mean Eve's just down the street? If that's the... Oh my god!
Quick! We gotta get out of here! Over the fire escape!
Civil danger warning. The following message is being transmitted at the request of the United States military and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. At approximately 8:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, military spy satellites have reported the presence of an unknown creature in the streets of New York City. This creature stands at about 90 feet in height, is changing in shape rapidly, and was reported to have been carrying Eve. The creature was last seen heading for the Statue of Liberty. At this time, the United States military is working to resolve the situation. You are listening to the emergency alert system. All cable and broadcast systems shall transmit this message. This is WABC. We will continue to serve the Newark area. If you are not in this area, tune to a station providing news and information for your area.
So far, results have proven unsuccessful for military forces, who have been periodically attempting to target Eve and these unknown creatures for the past few days. But we're receiving word from our SpySat correspondent. Alright. Officer Brea was spotted landing to the area of the Statue of Liberty, where she and the military have neutralized the large creature from the air, and she is currently confronting Eve. During the air attack, the creature was destroyed, but oh my god. The statue has collapsed and has been covered in this strange liquid. However, it is somehow still in one piece as it lays on its side. And I'm getting word that a fight has broken out between Aya and Eve. Ladies and gentlemen, I've never seen anything like this before in all my years in the news media. Our hearts go out to the NYPD, to the U.S. military, both of which have given their lives to protect all of us, and our hero on the battlefield, Aya Brea. We don't know how for sure she can resist Eve's power, but one thing is for sure, she's the only hope we've got. We're getting a memo here that this may not even be the first time this being has terrorized the world. Investigators believe that this is the same being that once terrorized Japan once in previous years. Here's to hoping history can show us mercy, and that Aya can bring down this monster. Wait, what? We're getting word now that Eve is changing form once again, this time using it to take flight to the sky. And so is Aya? And now Aya is using this new form to slash away at Eve. We don't know how or why, but it's proving effective for Aya. Huh? No way! We're getting reports now that Eve has been subdued to the ground and is starting to melt. Repeat, Eve has been eliminated by Officer Brea. Phew. After 5 days, maybe we can finally enjoy the new year after all as we head into 1998. For everybody listening, we thank you for being with us. I'm Jim Barley, and it's been my honor being here for this special report here on Z100. We're going to pause for a quick break. Stay with us.
You're listening to the Z100, WHTZ 100.3 FM.
We interrupt our programming to bring you this civil emergency message. The following message is being transmitted at the request of the United States military and the New York Police Department. At approximately 12:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, SpySat Networks has spotted an unknown creature rising from the mass of the liquid surrounding the Statue of Liberty. This creature has been described to be in an infant-like stage, is showing physical mutations, and is believed to have been the product of Eve. Furthermore, it is believed that this being was created with intent to kill, and that it was planned by Eve to be the ultimate being. At this time, a standoff has begun between Officer Brea and this creature, who are reported to be boarded on one of the Navy destroyers deployed earlier this evening to combat this ongoing phenomena. An evacuation order remains in effect for New York City until further notice. You are listening to the emergency alert system. All cable and broadcast systems shall transmit this message. This is WHTZ. We will continue to serve the Newark area. If you are not in this area, tune to a station providing news and information for your area. The following message is being transmitted at the request of the United States military and the New York Police Department. At approximately 12:50 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, SpySat reports that the standoff between Officer Brea and the new creature had escalated to the point where the creature had made several transformations. Both had been substantially wounded, had entered the interior of the destroyer, at which point, an explosion had been triggered for the entire ship. At this time, neither body has been identified in the waters of New York Bay. Police and military personnel are at a loss to explain this phenomena, and will be investigating the area shortly. You are listening to Update. Police and military personnel have recovered Officer Brea from the New York Bay. She is reported to have triggered the explosion as a last resort to eliminate the dangerous creature. No one else is reported to have been on the ship during its detonation, and Officer Brea was able to escape, only experiencing hypothermia, and no further injuries. Civil authorities will give an all-clear for New York City at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. This concludes operations under the emergency alert system. We now return you to regular programming.